Hello Tations everybody, this is Ra and welcome to what I would want to see in WWE 2K14 or any subsequent WWE titles now that 2K Sports has the license. First and foremost, let's get straight to it. I would want to see the ability to edit entrance attires. Now, I think 9 times out of 10, CM Punk is going to have his yellow GTS shirts as entrance attire on this title. Well, give me the ability to turn that shirt red or blue or pink or whatever. I mean, if I want to pick Undertaker, I want to change his hoodie purple or pink, just like they demonstrated it on WWE SmackDown vs. Raw. I believe 2010 was the first title that they had Superstar Threads on, and when they were showing like how you could go about editing the color schemes of their attires, they showed Undertaker in singlet and attire all pink. So give us the ability to do that with the default Superstars entrance attire. Let that be the next step of evolution with this feature. I think eventually we're going to be able to edit like parts. And what I mean, like, for example, you don't have to let us put Undertaker's attire on Sin Cara or something like that, but I mean something like, let's make it like SmackDown 2. Like, only give them parts that they actually wore. Like on SmackDown 2, when you unlocked parts, now SmackDown 2 was a little bit more elaborate than the first one. You could actually create your own wrestler from the ground up and add the colors and stuff like that, and wouldn't have to select from the body parts of the game. You know, the superstars are already in the game. But like, if you had SmackDown 2, you could create you a superstar, and let's say you want to create Undertaker, but have him in his previous attire from the previous game. You could do that. You know what I mean? What I'm saying, like, with this is like, you know, I think they're eventually going to get where, let's say you have Cody Rhodes. Sometimes Cody Rhodes wears knee pads. Well, nowadays he's always wearing knee pads. But at one point, Cody Rhodes did not wear knee pads. So we could give him a selection of that, knee pads, or no knee pads. And, you know, I think they're going to get there too, but I think the next logical step would be allowing us to, because they're only going to let us do so much each game so they could build anticipation. I think the next logical step for created Superstar Threads would be allowing us to edit the entrance attire. Next is a very microscopic feature that if they don't put it in any of the games, I won't be mad. To be honest with you, a lot of the people who play the game, like myself, probably wouldn't care either, but I pay attention to the little things, which I'm going to get to another little thing that should have been in 13, and hopefully we'll make it to another game, is the ability to, how do I say this, I always have to give you examples, so let me give you another one. In Universe Mode, and I believe outside of Universe Mode too, when you're selecting your character, if you want to randomly select a superstar, they have options where you can randomly select a superstar from the Raw roster, the Legends roster, the Attitude Era, if they're a champion, so you can randomly select one of the champions to go against. Well, go further. Make it where if we're playing Universe Mode, let's say you pick the champion to go against. When you're toggling through the random selections, you can make it be like they could have a contenders option. So you could pick randomly between, I don't know, the top 10 contenders. And when you press random, it will choose one of the 10 contenders, be it number 1, number 2, number 3, of the people to challenge against the champion. I think that'd be a cool minor feature. They may not ever pay attention to that, but I'm a very attentive person, and I noticed that, and I think it'd be a nice little cool thing they could have in there. Like I said, I'll pay attention to the little things, which brings me to my next suggestion to be in the game. And it's a very little microscopic, infinitesimal, atomic things that makes a game great. Um, like Legends of WrestleMania, when you pick the Hell in a Cell match, and Mick Foley, none of his faces made an appearance on the game, which, yeah, he wasn't on the main event in many WrestleManias, but they had a Mick Foley staple in the game, which were thumbtacks. And that made Legends of WrestleMania that much cool, because it was the first time the game had ever had thumbtacks since the WWE titles have been made. I mean, from In Your House to Warzone to Attitude to WrestleMania 2000 to No Mercy to the Raw titles on Xbox to the WrestleMania games on the GameCube to the whole SmackDown series. It was the very first WWE game to allow us to use thumbtacks in the Hell in a Cell match, since the Hell in a Cell match has been in the games, yet it didn't have Mick Foley in it, but it had that in it. It would have been like having, I don't know, the Nightstick in the game, but no Big Boss Man, or having a Shillelagh, but no Finley, or having a Sledgehammer, but no Triple H, or the Urn, no Undertaker, or Kool-Aid, no Sugar, or Ham, no Burger. You get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should have been in the game on 13, being that it was in the Attitude Era, and thumbtacks made its appearance, in a few good matches in the Attitude Era. The Hell in a Cell with, Mankind and Undertaker. The Hell in a Cell match with Triple H and Cactus Jack at Royal Rumble 2000, I believe. Or was that a street fight they were in? They had a Hell in a Cell match too, but I think the thumbtacks were either in both matches or the street fight they had at Royal Rumble. I think Triple H gave him a pedigree on the thumbtacks. I forget. But hopefully that can make it in the next game. WWE 2K14 may have it. Or maybe they could do something like every other, odd number could be an era-based game. Like, 13 was the Attitude Era. Maybe 15 could be the continuation of the Attitude Era. How could you leave out the WrestleMania 17 or the TLC or the Right to Censor or Kurt Angle or Austin's heel run or the Alliance angle? So maybe they could bring it back then and go from like post, first episode of SmackDown to, I don't know, WrestleMania 17 or whenever Jericho won his first undisputed titles, and have that like be the bonus matches or something when he won his first undisputed titles. So, like I said, little things like that can make the game great. I mean, it boggles my mind why the thumbtacks were not in 13, and it's an Attitude Era. I think if you go over the most famous props and weapons of the Attitude Era, you have the Nightstick, you have the thumbtacks, you have the Sledgehammer, you have Head, Al Snow's head. The thumbtacks will definitely be in the top 5. It's one of the most famous props. So, hopefully that could be in the next one. Sorry I went on so long about that. But, last but not at least, the last thing of the 4 things I talked about here, what I want to see in a subsequent WWE title, or even WWE 2K14 or 15, whatever, is a very intricate one. And I can understand time it may take for this feature to be in the game, but it is the ability to reverse a finishing maneuver with another finishing maneuver. Now, some of you are already thinking that, okay, well, if John Cena tries to give me the AA, I could give him the elbow counter, or I could give him the DDT counter, or I could give him the, I think those are the only counters to, like, fireman carry moves on the game. The DDT, you could counter it and give him the execution, or you could counter it and give him, the reverse DDT, or you could counter it and elbow him, or knee him, I believe. So it's like 3 verses for that. But I don't mean that. And then you do your special because the opportunity is open because you reversed them and they, kind of groggy. What I mean is this. The ability to literally reverse it with your finisher. And I'll give you an example. I remember seeing a tables match with John Cena and Randy Orton a while back, and John Cena tried to give Randy Orton the attitude adjustment, and Randy Orton reversed it into an RKO. So I mean something like that. Or I seen a match. Actually, it was at WrestleMania. Was it WrestleMania 21? Randy Orton went against Undertaker. And Undertaker tried to give him a chokeslam, and Randy Orton reversed it into an RKO. And I already got an image of how I would like this to be done. You know what I mean? Like, you got your special, in the same vein, in the same venation as the, reverse aerial attack with, like, finisher. Like, they got the tombstone, they got the RKO, and a few more moves on the AA and stuff. You could catch them in that mid-air finishers. It's like in the same vein as that. Like, if you press R2 and triangle simultaneously at the right time, while they try to do a finisher to you, you could do your finisher to them. I don't know, like, they could start it off having, like, things that actually happen in real matches, like the John Cena Randy Orton match, or the Undertaker Randy Orton match, But, I don't know, I think a lot. I'm a avid fan of the games. I'm only going to try to tell them things that's going to make the titles better and make more people who said fuck the game after the servers just went straight to hell come back and want to play it again. You know what I'm saying? And I think that fans of the games will be more than welcome to that. You know what I mean? Some people may find a way around it and spam the hell out of us with it, but if they work hard enough and put a lot of work into it, which that feature in itself was work for me to even properly say it or explain it, I think that they could avoid spamming issues and things of that nature. So, that is all. In conclusion, let's go over the 4 things I talked about. The ability to edit entrance attires, the ability to toggle between contenders when you're randomizing, randomly selecting a wrestler, thumbtacks in any of the games, bring that back, and last but not least, the ability to reverse a finisher with a finisher. And that's all, people. Thanks for watching.